Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning,
sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to all of you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It's time to start. Before we start our discussion today, I would like you to listen to me first. I want to tell you about the review of your term test. Yes. I'm very sorry to say that some of you didn't read the instructions well. Yes. Today, if you are going to somewhere, to some places, for instance, you should use what is called Google Map or Waze in order to arrive on a certain place, on an exact place. It is also happen when you are joining the test. If you don't read the instruction well, you go astray. You answer in a wrong way. It has happened to you also last week. The instruction says that you should answer 5 questions only, but some of you answer 6 questions. Of course, it is not good. You are at the postgraduate class. So next time, I want you to be more careful, Yes. Disuruh jawab 5, dikerjakan 6. Nilai Anda jelek. Anda seharusnya ke Bogor, Anda sampai di Tangerang. Nyasar. Sesat. And also remember, teaching must be the same as testing. That is called validity. Validity. Your teaching must be the same as your testing. What the students learn before will be tested in the test. Yes, that is validity. Yeah, validity of the test. I ask you to answer based on our lectures and based on our books. But some of you took the answer from other resources, from internet maybe. Yes, that is wrong. That is wrong. Yes. The resources of your answer should be from our meetings materials. Yeah, the materials at every meetings. What we talk together, what you learned at every meeting. But some of you, not all of us, some of you didn't do that. So I'm sorry to say that your mark is not good. Your mark is not good because you are not consistent. Yes, you are not consistent. But from now on, I want you to know exactly, ladies and gentlemen, especially if you are teachers or lecturers, remember, never ask your students the material that you didn't teach before. It is bad. It is a sin. in education. So ask your students what you have taught before. That is validity. Yes. Maybe no lecturers, yeah, no lecturers do this. So I want you to remember that question number 1, yeah, the answer to question number 1 comes from the material we talk in the first meeting. Yeah. Question number 2 is also comes from the material we talk in the first meeting. Please take a look at your papers. Yes. What about question number 3? The second meeting, the material in the second meeting. Don't take from other resources. You are wrong. And then number 4, question number 4. Nation and McAllister's book, chapter 3, from your book, Nation and McAllister. Don't quote from other resources. Yes. Number 5, it should be from Brown's book, 3rd edition. 3rd edition, not the 2nd edition. It is wrong. Buku Brown cetakan kedua berbeda dengan buku Brown cetakan ketiga. Yang saya suruh Anda copy cetakan ketiga. 12 principles-nya berbeda. Jadi hati-hati ya. Oh, yang penting bukunya Brown. Cetakan pertama jauh berbeda because it has been revised. Anda ketemu saya tahun 2000 berbeda dengan sekarang. Ya. Saya sudah ngajar di Unindra itu. Ya, dulu STKIP. Berbeda dengan sekarang. Okay, number 6 should be taken from Richard's book. 5 ideologies of curriculum. 5. If you write only 1, yeah, you are wrong. We have discussed it. So all the materials of the test number 1 until number 6 are the materials we have discussed before. So if you follow the meetings well, if you use your ears well and you memorize it, you'll get A. But if your answers out of the questions or you don't read the questions well, maybe your answer will be out of the questions. So this is a warning for you, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. You must be very careful. Yes. Don't say that, oh, the lectures is not fair of giving me the mark, the grade. Yes. Blame somebody's because of your weakness. From now on, please do what is called introspection. Yes. Who am I? What am I doing? Where am I? That is a good intellectual. Ada mengaku intelektual tapi menyalahkan orang melulu. Dia merasa benar terus. Ya, ada banyak itu. Pemimpin-pemimpin kita, pemimpin agama kita banyak. Kita sebagai guru, dosen harus lebih hati-hati. Saya tidak menyalahkan Anda. Saya hanya mengatakan bahwa Anda tidak hati-hati, tidak membaca. Read, maca, ikra, yes. Read well, read carefully. Because English people say that reading is the window of the world. Reading is the window of the world. If you want to know the world well, better, read well. Read carefully. That's my suggestion to you from now on. You still have one more test at this subject. But every test, Bapak Ibu, saya beritahu satu peristiwa. Ketika saya kuliah seperti Anda 23 tahun lalu, 23 tahun lalu itu. Dosen kami pernah memberi 10 soal. Tapi ada petunjuk di bawah, jawablah 3 soal saja. Dikasihnya 10 soal, tapi ada petunjuknya di bawah, jawablah 3 soal saja. Pilih yang terbaik menurut Anda. Waktunya 2,5 jam. Pada waktu 15 menit saya keluar. Maaf, waktu itu saya juara 1, juara 2. Terbaik. Saya keluar, lalu teman saya 15 orang, kami cuma 16 orang. Sesudah 2,5 jam, mereka keluar. Ada yang 2 jam baru keluar, lalu tanya saya, kok cepat amat? Hebat amat kamu menjawab 10 soal 15 menit. Saya bilang, coba baca apa kata petunjuknya. Karena ada tulisannya di bawah. Saya bilang, kerjakan 3 saja. Ya gila. Wah, hancur gua. Mereka semua dapat C. Ladies and gentlemen, carefulness is very important. It's very important. Ketelitian, kecermatan itu penting sekali sebelum Anda tergelincir. Don't blame others. Ada peristiwa nasional yang hebat di Facebook di mana-mana. Abdul Somad tidak diterima di Singapura. Dia menyalahkan negara orang lain. Enggak mempelajari negara lain dulu sebelum berangkat ke negara itu. Saya tidak menyalahkan sebagai cendekiawan kalau merasa dia S2. Ya, pelajari dulu dong. Saya sebelum ke Jogja, saya pelajari jalan di Jogja itu gimana gitu. Itu yang benar. Jangan ngamuk-ngamuk. Kita sering begitu. Ciri khas intelektual itu learn something. Orang Inggris bilang, look before you leap. Think before you speak. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, because you are my students, I want you to be more careful. Yes, to be more careful. English people, look before you leap. Think before you speak. That's the best way to become honest. To become honest. To become better in life. All right, that is a review about our midterm test. I want you to be more successful in the next test. Today, we are going to talk about syllabus. Yes, product syllabus and process syllabus. I want you to think, what about our syllabus in Indonesia today? Is it a product based or is it a process based? Is it a product syllabus or a process syllabus? Syllabus, not sylla, yeah, not syllabus, yeah, syllabus. Okay, group 5 will present their presentations about this topic. Group 5, are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Yes, sir, we are ready.
Yes, sir, we are ready.
Okay, come on, Winda and friends. Time is yours.
Thank you, sir. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Wrong.
Today we are
Morning.
from group 5.
That is wrong. Saya tidak mengajari begitu, Bu. Coba ulangi.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
That is it.
Today we are from group 5. We are going to talk about syllabus design, process, and product-oriented syllabus. Our team consists of Aib Abdul Rozak, Rahmawati, Noviana Lestari, and I am Winda Yulianti. The first part about product-oriented syllabuses will be presented by Aib Abdul Rozak. To Aib Abdul Rozak, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
No need.
Good
No
morning.
need. No need.
Sorry, good morning, sir. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Abdul Rojak,
Yes, sir.
you come to every meeting before? This is English style, not Indonesian style.
Okay. Sorry, sir.
Started.
I would like to explain about syllabuses. Number 1, introduction. There is a distinction between product-oriented and process-oriented syllabuses. We saw that product syllabuses are those in which the focus is on the knowledge and skill which learners should gain as a result of instruction. While process syllabuses are those which focus on the learning experience themselves. And then, part 2, analytic and synthetic syllabus planning. Part 1, a synthetic syllabus teaching strategy is one in which the different parts of language are taught separately and step by step, so that acquisition is a process of gradual accumulation of parts until the whole structure of language has been built up. Wilkin, 1976. Part 2. In an analytic syllabus, learners are presented with chunks of language which may include structure of varying degrees of difficulty. The starting point for syllabus design is not the grammatical system of the language, but the communicative purpose for the which language is used. And then 3, grammatical syllabuses. The most common syllabus type was, and probably still is, one in which syllabus input is selected and graded according to grammatical notion of simplicity and complexity. Grammatical notion of simplicity and complexity. We shall see that grammatical complexity does not necessarily equate with learning difficulty. In the other words, what is grammatically complex will not necessarily be that which is difficult to learn, and that which is grammatically simple will not necessarily be that which is easy to learn. I think enough. Thank you. And then to Miss Winda as a moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ai, for the presentation. Next part will be presented by Noviana Lestari. To Noviana Lestari, time is yours.
Okay, let's continue about criticizing grammatical syllabuses. During the 1970s, the use of structural syllabuses came under increasing criticism. In the section, we shall look at some of these criticisms. One early criticism was that structurally graded syllabuses misrepresented the nature of the complex phenomenon, language. They did so intending to focus on only one aspect of language, that is, formal grammar. According to Penniman and Johnson, use their speech processing theory to explain the order in which grammatical items are acquired. They suggest that structures will be acquired in following stage. The first stage is single word and formula. The second stage is canonical or standard word. For English, subject, verb, and object. The third stage, initialization or finalization. Final elements can be moved into initial position or vice versa. Words such as adverbs can be added to beginning or end of clauses. The fourth stage is semi-internal permutation. Internal elements can be moved to initial or final position. Words can be moved from inside the clause to the beginning or end of the clause. And the last stage is fully internal permutation. Items can be moved about within a clause. The next part, talking about functional national syllabuses. This is not to say that functional and situational aspect of language use did not exist in earlier syllabuses, but that for the first time there was a large-scale attempt to incorporate this broader view of language systematically into the language syllabus. Many teachers, on first encountering the terms function and notion, find them confusing. In general, function may be described as the communicative purpose for which we use language, while notion are the conceptual meaning expressed through language. According to Finocchiora and Bramfit, list the following benefits of adopting a functional national orientation. Number 1, it sets realistic learning tasks. Number 2, it provides for teaching of everyday, real-world language. And then number 3, it leads us to emphasize receptive activities before rushing learners into premature performance. Number 4, it recognizes that the speaker must have a real purpose for speaking and something to talk about. Next, number 5, communication will be intrinsically motivating because it expresses basic communicative function. And then number 6, it enables teachers to exploit sound psycholinguistic, sociolinguistic, linguistic, and educational principles. Number 7, it can develop naturally from existing teaching methodology. Number 8, it enables a spiral curriculum to be used which reintroduce grammatical, topical, and cultural material. And then number 9, it allows for the development of flexible modular course. The last, number 10, it provides for the widespread promotion of foreign language course. Next, continue with criticizing functional national syllabuses. Many of criticism which were made of grammatical syllabuses have also been made of functional national syllabuses. Widowson pointed out as long ago was 1979 that inventories of functions and nations do not necessarily reflect the way language are learned anymore than do inventories of grammatical points and lexical items. He also claims that dividing language into discrete units of whatever type misrepresents the nature of language as communication. And then we're talking about analytic syllabuses. Analytic syllabuses in which learners are exposed to language which has not been linguistically graded are more likely to result from the use of experience rather than linguistic content as the starting point for syllabuses design. The use of content from other subject areas has found its widest application in course and materials for ESP. While analytic approaches take some non-linguistic based as their point of departure, it should not be assumed that analytic syllabuses designer never use grammatical criteria in selecting and grading content. While some may avoid the use of grammatical criteria, others incorporate grammatical items into their syllabuses as a second-order activity after the topics, situation, and so on have been selected. Okay, the next material will be presented by Ms. Winda. Ms. Winda, time is yours. Ms. Winda, I'm sorry, your speaker is still mute.
Thank you, Ms. Noviana Lestari, for your great presentation. I'll continue the presentation about process-oriented syllabuses. But the introduction to process-oriented syllabuses. The syllabuses in which the selection and grading of items was carried out on a grammatical basis fell into disfavor because they failed adequately to reflect changing views on the nature of language. In addition, there was sometimes a mismatch between what was taught and what was learned. Some second language acquisition researchers have claimed that this mismatch is likely to occur when the grading of syllabus input is carried out according to grammatical rather than psycholinguistic principles, while others suggest that the very act of linguistically selecting and grading input will lead to distortion. Next, about procedural and task-based syllabuses. Despite some difference in practice, the principles underlying procedural and task-based syllabuses are very similar. In fact, they are seen as synonymous by Richard Platt and Weber in 1985. Both task-based and procedural syllabuses share a concern with the classroom processes which stimulate learning. In both approaches, the syllabus consists of the specification of the tasks and activities that learners will engage in class. They therefore differ from syllabuses in which the focus is on the linguistics items that students will learn or the communicative skills that they will be able to display as a result of instruction. In task-based syllabuses, the selection of tasks as a basic building block has been justified on several grounds, but most particularly for pedagogic and psychologistic reasons. Long and Crooks, 1986, cite general educational literature which suggests that tasks are a more silent unit of planning for teachers than objectives. Canlin, 1987, provides a pedagogic rationale, while Long, in 1985, looks to second language acquisition research. Long, who uses needs analysis as his point of departures, offers the following procedures for developing a task-based syllabus. First, conduct a need analysis to obtain an inventory of target tasks. Second, classify the target tasks into task types. Third, from the task types, derive pedagogical tasks. Fourth, select and sequence the pedagogical tasks to form a task syllabus. It is in Long, 1985, page 91. Long's final steps raises the issue of grading, which, as we have seen, in one of the central steps in syllabus constructions. It could be argued that any proposal failing to offer criteria for grading and sequencing can hardly claim to be a syllabus at all. It is generally assumed that difficulty is the key factor in determining the ordering of items in a syllabus. All things being equal, items are presented to learners according to their degree of difficulty. The problem for the task-based syllabus designer is that a variety of factors will interact to determine task difficulty. In addition, a sum of these factors will depend on characteristics of the learner. What is difficult for learner A may not necessarily be difficult for learner B. Next, about content syllabuses. The content syllabuses is yet another realization of the analytic approach to syllabus design. It differs from task-based syllabuses in that experiential content, which provides the point of departure for the syllabus, is usually derived from some fairly well-defined subject area. These might be other subjects in a school curriculum, such as science or social studies, or special subject matter relating to an academic or technical field, such as mechanical engineering, medicine, or computing. By selecting subject areas such as those just mentioned, the syllabus is given a logic and coherence which might be missing from analytic syllabuses, which are little more than a random collection of tasks. In addition, the logic of the subject may provide a non-linguistic rationale for selecting and grading content. All right, that's my presentation. The next presentation about the natural approach will be continued by Ms. Rahma. Ms. Rahma, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Miss Winda. Now, I will continue the presentation about the natural approach. Natural approach has been most comprehensively described by Crescent and Carroll, 1983. Lying along tax-based proposal, the principles underpinning the approach are claimed to be based on empirical research and can be summarized as follows. Number one, the goal of natural approach is communication skill. Number two, comprehension precedes production. Number three, production emerge. Number four, activities which promote subconscious acquisition rather than conscious learning are central. Number five, the effective filter is load. After Crescent and Carroll, 1983, page 58. Crescent and Carroll developed a simple typology claiming that most learning goals can be divided into one of two categories. The first is basic personal communication skills, and the second is academic learning skills, and that this can be further subdivided into oral and writing modes. The natural approach is designed to develop basic personal communication skills, both oral and writing. It was not developed specifically to teach academic learning skills, although it appears reasonable to assume that a good basic in the former will lead to greater success in the latter. Crescent and Carroll, 1983. The next is about syllabus design and methodology. Widdowson takes a rather traditional line on this matter, suggesting that a syllabus is the specification of a teaching program or pedagogic, which defines a particular subject for a particular group of learners. Such a specification provides not only a characterization of content, the formalization in pedagogic terms of an area of knowledge or behavior, but also arranges this content as succession of interim objective. Widdowson, 1987, page 65. Widdowson also proposed the following methodological solution. The methodology will engage the learners in problem-solving tasks as purposeful activities, but without the rehearsal requirement that they should be realistic or authentic as natural social behavior. The process of solving such problems would involve a conscious and repeated reference to the formal properties of the language, not in the abstract dissociated from use, but as a necessary resource for the achievement of communicative outcomes. The next is about grading tasks. Standard text on language teaching have tended to categorize classroom activities according to demands they make on the learner. It has generally that the receptive skills of listening and reading make fewer demands than the productive skills of speaking and writing. Standard treatment of activity types, which are divided according to their principal macro skill focus, can be found in River 1968 and Castaigne in 1976. Noonan presents a typology of activity types in which difficulty is determined by the cognitive and performance demands made upon the learner. Activities type is categorized according to the type of learners. In this diagram, according to the learner response, there are 3 levels of activities. The first is processing. The second is productive. The third activities is interactive. Processing is include response, physical, non-verbal, no response, non-physical, verbal. The second activities include repetition, response, drill, meaningful practice. The third activities is interactive, include simulate, rehearsal, role play, discussion, and then problem solving. Using the typology, it is possible to take a given text or piece of source material such as dialogue, a map or chart, or radio, weather report, a newspaper article, and etc., and exploit it by devising activities at different levels of difficulty. At the basic level, with an oral text, learner might be required to respond non-verbally by raising their hand every time a given keyword is heard. Using the same text with much more advanced learners, the task might be to discuss and answer in small groups a set of questions requiring inference to be derived from the text. In addition, there are factors determining difficulty of listening tasks. According to Brown and Yule, track description will be easier than instruction, which will be easier than storytelling. Providing and justifying opinions will be the most difficult also. With each genre, the number of elements, properties, relationship, and character will also have an effect on difficulty, as demonstrated in the diagram. The next is a factor as likely to be significant in determining difficulty by Camblin in 1987. The first is cognitive load. Second is communicative stress. The third is particularity and generalizability. The fourth is code complexity and interpretive density. Fifth is content continuity. The last one is process continuity. And then the following factors have been extracted from Anderson and Lynch book. One of the most comprehensive treatment of listening task difficulty is that offered by Anderson and Lynch. Listening in this case, they identify a range of factors which influence difficulty. This can be attributed either to the listener, the listening material, or the task. The following factors have been extracted from their book. You are referred to the original for a comprehensive treatment of listening task difficulty are the sequence in which information is presented, the familiarity of the listener with the topic, the explicitness of the information contained in the text, the type of input, the type and scope of the task to be carried out, the amount of support provided to the listener. That's all for me. The next conclusion will be explained by Ms. Winda. Ms. Winda, time is yours.
Thank you, Ms. Rahma. And I will give the conclusion for our presentations about product-oriented syllabuses and process-oriented syllabuses. There are two differences between the kind of the syllabuses. We have looked at approaches to syllabus design, which focus on the end product or outcomes of learning. We shall see that one's consideration of the learning process is built into the syllabus. The traditional distinction between syllabus design and methodology becomes difficult to state. In process-oriented syllabuses, we also have looked at proposals which focus on learning processes rather than on the end products of these processes. This does not mean that all such syllabuses do not, at some stage, include a specification of what learners should be able to do as a result of instruction. However, if and when grammatical, functional, and notional elements are considered, this happens as a second-order activity. With the adoption of procedural, task-based, content-based, and other non-linguistic approaches to syllabus design, the distinction between syllabus design and methodology become blurred. Thank you, everyone, for your attention. And we will continue to answer and question section. We are open for the feedback, of course, and hope the question will be delivered to Sir Gustaman. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh.
Before question and answer session, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to correct your pronunciation. Yes.
All right.
Some of the speakers do wrong in pronouncing the word. I would like you to follow me. I would like you to follow me or repeat after me.
Yes,
To
sir.
write. Come on, write.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
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 Written.
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 Not
Written.
not written.
Written.
No, no.
Written.
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 Determine.
Written.
Determine. Come on. Determining.
Determining.
Determine.
Not determine. No, 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 no. Yeah. Determine.
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 Productive. Productive. Come on.
Productive.
Productive.
Procedure.
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 Not procedure. No, no, no.
Procedure.
Pedagogy. Pedagogy. Come on.
Pedagogy.
Pedagogy.
Pedagogical. Pedagogical.
Pedagogical.
Pedagogical.
Pedagogical.
Some words that you should pronounce correctly. Okay, time is yours, ladies and gentlemen, to ask questions to the group or to me. It is up to you. If you don't have any questions, I have so many questions to you. I have. Yes. I can ask you 2 questions each. 2 or 3 questions or 5 questions.
Miss Erlita, sir.
Yes. Come on, state your name and then state your question.
Okay, sir, I would like to ask. My name is Erlita. I would like to ask about process syllabuses. In the 2000,
Miss, yeah, lose contact, I guess.
Internet connection.
Yes.
2024 curriculum, sir.
Repeat.
That is my question, sir. Thank you.
Pardon me, Miss Erlita.
Yes, sir. I'm really sorry because the signal is bad.
Pardon me, Miss Erlita.
Okay, I would like to repeat my question. In the first group said that this is very distinction between product-oriented and process-oriented syllabus. I would like to ask, in the curriculum 2024, there is such a project learning to build a good character such as independent and cooperation. My question is the process syllabus in 2024 curriculum? I mean, project pembelajaran, sir, di kurikulum 2024.
Is it to me or to the group?
I think to you, sir.
Okay, all right. By the way, group 5, how many questions are you going to pick out? 1, 2, 3.
3, all of it.
3. Okay.
3, okay.
The second questions, please. Come on, class. Who is going to be the next? No more questions? If there is no more questions, be ready to answer my questions one by one.
Sir, I wanna ask.
Oh, I want to.
I
not
want
I
to
wanna.
ask. Sorry, I want to ask about product oriented syllabuses. I don't really get it about it. So can you explain about product oriented syllabuses from you, sir?
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. One more. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know what? This is the weakness of Unindra's students as a whole. Yeah. You are joining the learning process just by listening. But do you know what? That listening scope the knowledge only 20%, maximum 20%. But speaking 70%. Which one do you choose? Just listening, coming to the lecture, just listening, you get only 20% maximum. You may choose. The choice is at your hand. Okay, let me answer number 1 and number 2. What about project-based learning that are now implemented in Indonesia, yeah, preparing for the 2024 curriculum, yeah, 2024 curriculum. Project-based learning. And it is also, ladies and gentlemen, you should know that project-based learning is also implemented in 2013 curriculum. Yes. The question is, what kind of syllabus is it? What kind of syllabus the 2024 and what kind of syllabus the 2013 curriculum? Is it product-oriented syllabus or process-oriented syllabus? The answer is both.
Process.
The answer, both.
Both.
I call it blended oriented syllabus. I call it eclectic syllabus, eclectic oriented syllabus. It's mix up all together. Do you know? What is the target? What is the goal of the 2013 curriculum? The goal of the 2013 curriculum is portrayed in core competence and basic competence. Yes, the curriculum is also competence-based. And also the 2024 will be the same. Yes, even though they stress on process. But it also stresses on product. So I call it blended oriented. So we can call the 2013 syllabus will be called blended syllabus. It is not written in your book, of course. Yes. How do you know that it is product syllabus? From core competence and basic competence. How do you know that it is process? Because learning process is stressed to be focused by teachers. So project-based learning is also stressed on process and product, both of them. Yes. Some people say that good process will have good product. So they are interrelated to one another. You cannot separate one another. Okay, that is my answer to both questions, number 1 and number 2.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Now, go on with your questions, but if you don't, I'm ready to ask you questions. Be active, please. Are you an active student or a passive student?
Sir, can I have a question? But I'm from group 5, the one who presenting. about this material. Can I have a question for you?
To you, not for you.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Can I ask a question to you, sir?
Yes, okay.
Sir, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like Noonan in his book tends to use process-oriented syllabuses as, what is it, his approach, his own approach. And it seems that well, he tends to like the process-oriented syllabuses to choose by teachers because the orientation that he said about making adoption about procedural and task-based, content-based, and other non-linguistic approach to syllabus design. What do you think, sir? I don't get about this one yet. Thank you.
I do agree with him, of course. As I said before, do you remember what I said before? That good process will have good
Product. Okay. All right.
So that's why Mr. Noonan stressed of using process syllabus than product syllabus. But the combinations of the two kinds of syllabus, of course, the better. Yes.
Okay.
How
Thank
do
you,
you arrange your syllabus without knowing well the target, without knowing well the
Yeah.
objectives
Yeah,
of
yeah.
learning? Yes, without certain destination, without certain terminal of studying. Yes. We know how to go to Semarang by plane or by bus or by motorcycle because our target, our terminal, our destination, our objective is Semarang. So we can choose three kinds of transportation: motorcycle, maybe bus or plane or other kinds of transportations. Yes. So by knowing the objective, the product, we can arrange the procedure. We can arrange the process well, better. But without knowing the objective, the process cannot be done well. So that's why I suggest you to combine the two. Of course, good process, remember, will have good product. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, come on. No more questions?
Sir, I want to ask.
Come on, Mr. Ferry.
Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Thank you, sir. Well, there's something that I still need more clear explanation about grammatical syllabus. I'm not confused, but I still want you to explain about grammatical syllabus. As far as I know, that the grammatical syllabus is based on structure of languages, set the rules and part of speech, something like that. But according to your opinion, sir, grammatical syllabus is what is grammatical syllabus? I'm still need more explanation. It's clear. Thank you, sir. That's all.
Now let me try you to remember these illustrations. How many years have you been studying English? From elementary school, junior high school, let's say 12 years. But Indonesian students have already learned English for 12 years, but the students cannot speak English. Why? Because the teacher, our teacher before, taught us grammatical syllabus only. They taught us grammar. And some of the teachers taught us grammar in Indonesian. So, do we need to teach grammar purely to our students? No. No. What do you think about the children who learn to talk? Do they need grammar to talk?
No, sir.
No, but do they speak well, better later?
Yes.
Yes. So for the first time, I don't want you to teach grammar. No. Teach your students to talk, even though wrong, for the first time. And later, they will talk grammatically correct. Because English is not a subject. English is not like a math, a biology. It is a communication. It is a communication. So speaking is more important than grammar. Remember that. That's the failure. That's the weakness of our teachers before. They taught us grammar every day, change from simple present tense into past tense, change from positive into negative every day. They don't ask us to talk in English. That's their failure, that's their weakness. So if you ask me, what do you think about grammar? Grammar comes later. But for adult people, of course, you can teach grammar separately. But if you are teaching kindergarten, elementary school, junior high school, teach them to talk, even though wrong. Trigger them to brave to talk, to speak out every time. They will speak English grammatically correct later. Not for the first time, of course. You can teach kindergarten or elementary school children like this. How are you? Good. That's okay. And later they will say, I am good. I am very well. But for the first time, how are you? Well, that's okay. That's okay. That's right. Is it grammatical correct? According to children's language, yes. But according to adult learners, of course, it is wrong. If I ask you, for instance, Ferry, how are you? Well, you are wrong. You should say, I'm very well, sir. With sir, yes. Because you are adult learners already. Okay? Yeah, that's talking. Yesterday, there was one student asked me how to teach grammar well. No, it is not good. Okay. Don't ask me how to teach grammar, sir. No. Ask me how to teach speaking. Yeah. Your task is to trigger your students to be brave to speak out. That is your task. For the first time, they do wrong. That's okay. Because learning language is a process. It is a progress. Okay. it clear for you, Mr. Ferry?
Yes, sir, absolutely. But for according to your explanation, I take the point that not all the graders can get the grammatical, but according to how graders they get, for example, in junior and elementary and kindergarten, they prefer to be taught by how to speak. But for the senior and the college, grammatical is most important because we are different kind of, what is that, knowledge, sir? Is that right?
Uh,
But
yeah.
grammatical is still needed
Yes.
to improve the
Yes.
English
For adult. Yes. For adult.
for adult. For adult, yes, sir. Well, thank you, sir.
Okay. Any more questions, please?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
No need. Good morning. It is Indonesian style.
Sorry, sir. I actually I don't want to ask. I just to share my experience while uh, I am as a teacher in my primary school right now. As we talk about grammatically, uh, I agree with you, sir, with your opinion that we don't need to give the primary, especially grammatically lesson. I have heard that while I had my PPG last year, the lecturer also said like that. And then I asked my school, my headmaster.
Examining, not examining, examining.
Yeah. So that's once time I asked my how to say, I'm sorry, my headmaster, I said the opinion like that. So, sir, how about, because we have the book grammar for the primary one until the primary,
Grammar book.
the grammar book from primary one and primary six, sir. So every day we mostly focus about grammar like that. So we ask the school and the primary to say that no need to teach the student about grammar, but they don't. This is the rule of the school. So that's make me, oh, sorry to say, it's make me sometimes, how can I change this role of teaching in my school? How should be I make the student not focus to the grammatically like that, sir? Because if I don't teach the according to the book, the parents, our parents will ask me, sir, Miss, why don't you teach the student about this book, blah blah blah, an example. We have by the and who have paid for this book like that, sir. So I'm really agree with the opinion that grammatically no need for the primary, but we have to, because that's the role, the curriculum of our school. Thank you, sir. I'm sorry if I get wrong.
Okay, yes. You are a teacher of a certain school. You should follow the rules of the school. Yes, because you are not the decision maker. The
Yes.
decision maker is the headmaster, the principal. Yes.
Yes, sir.
I was a headmaster for 23 years. And I was a director for 10 years before. Now I'm a lecturer. Yes. So because you are not the ruler, just follow the rule of the school. But of course, you can teach grammar, because some of the schools, do you know that they treat the school as a business institution? as a business institution. Yes. If you are still teaching grammar, it is the old fashion in teaching language. The old fashion of teaching language. But you can combine, of course, yeah, because the rule of your school should teach grammar. You may teach grammar by combinations, yeah, by the combinations of speaking, yeah, by the combinations of listening. It is up to you. Yeah, you must be creative. Yeah, you must be creative enough to teach your students, to make them brave to speak out. Yes, even though they should study grammar, as you said before. Yes, you are a follower, not a leader. So just follow the leader. Yeah, that's my suggestions. If you don't follow the leader, you will be crash out. Yeah. You stop your job. You are not a teacher anymore. Yeah. So just follow the leader. So you must be creative how to combine the grammar, yes, material with your speaking material. Yes, that's my suggestion. Any more?
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Any more questions? Are we going to stop now?
Yes, I have, sir.
Yes, Mr. Danny.
I want to ask you about the. You have said just now about the blended syllabus, and I found integrated syllabus on Richard book. And what the difference, or is it the same thing between the integrated and blended syllabus, sir? And our government chose blended syllabus than other syllabus. And I think when I teach in school and using integrated syllabus, I think it's a bit hard to the teacher, especially, and also the students, become a bit confusing because they didn't know what to get, yeah, what the focus that they have to acquire at the time. I think this blended syllabus a bit hard to apply at a school, sir. But maybe is there any other what is any other solution than the blended syllabus for our curriculum? Thank you, sir.
It depends upon how you design your syllabus. It is not depend on the syllabus itself. You are creating your syllabus yourself, right? Based on the curriculum. So if you think that it is hard for you to design the syllabus, I would like you to read more and more about what is the blended one. What I said before, that you should combine, yeah, between what is product and what is process. Yeah, the product is portrayed in the 2013 curriculum, is portrayed in core competence. You have written core competence and basic competence. Yes, from basic competence, you should write down, you should elaborate what is called indicators and objectives. Yes, by designing these objectives, you have fulfilled product syllabus. And then you should write what is called learning process or learning activities. by writing learning activities well, yeah, which one? Which what approach, which method, which techniques are you going to use? Is it discussion or role plays? Yes, or any kinds of activities or workouts? You have written what is called process syllabus. So by writing the syllabus like that, of course, you have combined product and process syllabus. Don't think it too much. Yeah, don't think it too much. It is that easy. It is that easy. But how you implement it in the classroom, it is another problem. Yes, it is another problem. So if you have written your syllabus like that, you have fulfilled both product and process syllabus. Don't think it too much, too difficult. It is not hard actually. Yeah. If you can design your learning activities or learning process well, yeah, step 1, step 2, step 3, like that, you have done what is called process syllabus, but you should do that in the classroom. Yes, when teaching your students. Yeah. But the problem is some teachers, they wrote the syllabus which is different from the implementation in the classroom. They wrote their lesson plan which is different from the implementation in the classroom. That is the problem. Yeah. You write your lesson plan, you write your program, but you practice different from your program. That is the problem. Yes. Okay, Mr. Jaini.
Okay, sir. But about the integrated and blended syllabus, is it the same, sir?
I beg your
Integrated
pardon?
and blended syllabus?
Yes, integrated. Yeah.
About integrated.
What is integrated? Integrated means blended, interrelation,
Blended.
a combination.
Okay.
Yes. The 2013 curriculum is called competence-based curriculum. It is called also integrated curriculum. The combination, blended. Yeah, in another way, we can say blended curriculum. Yeah, blended syllabus. Yeah, one is interrelation with the others. Yeah, interrelated with the others. Yes. Okay, so if you teach English, of course, you should collaborate with biology teacher, with math teachers and others. That is called integrated. Yeah, many in one, like Indonesian. Yeah, unity in diversity. Yes, we are different, but we are one. That is integrated. Yeah, Indonesia is an integrated nation. Yeah, we are different, but we are one nation. Teaching is also the same. Curriculum is also the same. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome. I don't have any more questions to you because time is up. Thank you to group 5, and I ask group 6, do better than group 5. Yeah, do better than group 5. Yeah, because my principle is tomorrow will be better than today. The day after tomorrow will be better than tomorrow. Yeah. I'm not the yesterdays, I'm the todays, and tomorrow I'll be the tomorrows. Yeah, not I'm the todays. No, I'll be the tomorrows, because tomorrow I'll be different from today. I'll be better. Okay, that's my principle, and I hope that it is also will be your principle. Okay, thank you very much to group 5, to all of you who participated in this meeting today. Goodbye.
Good
Thank
night,
you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank
Bye,
you.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Selamat buat